In this episode,
who lost a little girl. She's showing me that it wasn't supposed to happen, that it was a set of circumstances surrounding this death that was not supposed to happen.
It was definitely not supposed to happen. She was murdered.
You are an amazing mom, and you talked to her like she was intelligent, and you never belittled her. Well, you got angry a couple times, but she got angry, right? But because she was a tough kid.
Yes.
She's known you were gay for your whole life because you've always been gay, but she wanted everybody to be a certain way, and you got the message from her that she would never have accepted you, and that's not true. Ever since I was little, I had a strange and uncanny ability to know things about people. But when I was 19, I was the victim of violence, and I had a really strange out-of-body experience. The worst day of my life became the best day because it left me with an ability to help others in a really deep and meaningful way. I'm able to connect and communicate and share messages from our loved ones who've passed on and are part of spirit now. And it's all about hope, healing, forgiveness, and most of all, love. I'm Colette Baron-Reid, and I'm here to share messages from spirit. Who lost a little girl? I have a daughter who's looking for her mom in the audience. This is a little girl. If she's probably 7 or 8.
She died when she was 14.
So what happened at 7 or 8? Or was she short?
Yep.
She's diminutive. She's showing me a little, like 5-footer, or small.
Yeah,
She's a small girl.
yeah.
Okay. She's showing me 7, 8. 7.
Yeah, it was about almost 7 years ago.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
She's showing me that it wasn't supposed to happen, that it was a set of circumstances surrounding this death that was not supposed to happen.
It was definitely not supposed to happen. She was murdered.
I'm getting a really severe pain in my arm and my neck, like all this down here in the side of my body. What does that mean to you?
She was stabbed. It could be that.
She was stabbed. Okay. She was stabbed multiple times, though. Is this
Yes.
correct? Okay. So she knew this person.
Yes.
Yes. This was somebody from school.
Yeah, from around the neighborhood.
Well, around
school,
you know,
yeah.
around
Yep,
because the school
absolutely.
is in the neighborhood, so she
Yep.
went to the school. Okay. There was 3 people.
There were 2 people. There may have been.
Well, there's 3. Her and 2 other people.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
3.
So there's 3 people. Okay. Did you get an autopsy? Because she's showing me that she couldn't move. So there was not. I was unable to move.
Well, she.
Does this make sense to you at all?
A little bit, maybe. I mean, she died in a snowbank, and she couldn't
move. I couldn't move.
Yeah.
The name Terry comes up also. Terry or Terry Tom Terry Tom. Is it?
The last name of the girl that was involved started with a T.
With a T. Okay, so one of the 2.
Yeah.
Okay, and there was a guy also, correct?
Yes.
Okay. She asphyxiated as well. She's telling me she couldn't breathe.
Yes.
She didn't die from the stab wound. She died from the cold. Yeah, she died. That's what she died from, going to sleep. That's what she's telling me. She didn't feel. You know what? I know what she's trying to say to you is that because she's showing me multiple stab wounds, but she lost all ability to move her arm, so it would have been severed or something like this. I'm sorry, but she's just showing me things. Otherwise, you won't know it's her for sure. And she's showing that the sleep. I went to sleep. It's okay. I went to sleep. You're seeing that. You're believing that she was in such horrible pain, but she just stopped having any feelings. When they want to come through to a parent, I'm trying just to piece it together for you, and I have to take what she tells me, and if she doesn't give me the information is clear, I have to ask her.
She wants to make you work for it.
Yeah, honestly, but that's kind of her personality too,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
She wants me to work for it too,
Yeah.
and you to work for it
That's
too.
right.
The 2 of us, right? Here's what I felt from her. I believe that the real message she was saying is that she didn't feel the kind of pain you thought she felt. And she is sorry that you've carried on with the pain, right? I mean, of course, how else would you, a mother would always feel pain, right? But, and that you need to tell son, how much she misses him, and she loves you very much. She was a tough kid, and in a way, in terms of her personality, but she was an easy child. She was
Right.
not hard at all.
No.
But she didn't get a chance that day. You left on a funny note, she says, that day, and that you mustn't think about that. You can't harbor the rage anymore. You can't. She doesn't even pay attention to them, right? You know what I'm saying? You need not to pay attention to them. And be careful in a white car, she's saying. So what has got to the white car? Is this right?
Yeah.
You got, yeah, okay. So I want you to take off the uniform and go somewhere else. So what do you do?
Oh, I'm a police officer.
Oh, interesting.
Hence the white car.
Hence the white car. Oh my God, be careful in the car.
Yeah.
Why does she want you to quit being a cop?
Because
Isn't
there's
that
other
interesting?
things she wants me to do.
The whole thing about this, your uniform at all, for her is you need to go do the thing you've wanted to do your whole life and help heal people.
Right.
That's what this is about, is you're meant to write also, you're meant to tell the story, you have a book to publish. Is this making any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she wants you to do, and she wants her death to mean something. That was the other piece, right? She really wants you to make it mean something for other kids, for other people. It's very meaningful. Also a documentary I see around this as well too, so you're going to have people with cameras, et cetera, with this. And there was one already done but didn't get done.
Yes,
Is this
that's
correct?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff there needs to be put back together again, and she says that's going to be part of what you do going forward. To don't forget the stuff that was shot because it never went anywhere. Did you plant something green in the backyard for her?
Yeah, we planted a tree.
She's very, very green compared to other places in the backyard or where it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's more green than the other. It's like really obviously green. She's making sure that you really go look at it and realize that that's greener than the rest of it. Because that's where she can talk to you, is where you planted that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me do this.
Thank you.
My daughter, her name was Stephanie, and she was 14 years old when she died, and she was murdered just outside our home. And Stephanie was a beautiful, intelligent, very heart-centered and caring person, and she just made everybody smile. She was a great, great person. A child dies, a parent tends to absorb the blame. But I felt particularly strongly that I hadn't kept her safe, and maybe that's because of my job or just because of being a parent. It's probably a combination of the two. So it was very hard for me in the beginning, but I've sort of turned it around, and so that I can help other people now who are going through the same thing, and I think that strength comes from Stephanie herself.
Coming up, Tammy receives a message on mothering.
That's what she's saying, that you were such a great mom, that you always treated her like she was normal. And you. Aw.
Sorry, because I have a lot of guilt because I feel the opposite.
In this reading, Tammy connects to her great-aunt Irene.
I've got an Irish Irene.
It's actually a great aunt.
Yeah, so do you do anything with teaching?
I have kids. I used to homeschool them.
As one of them got like some type of sensory processing disorder.
My oldest daughter.
She's going to outgrow that. So there's definitely a lot of, and I feel I'm picking this up from your great aunt.
Okay.
Yeah, that she's like a guardian for the girl the child that has sensory processing disorder is actually a lot like me. She can be very angry at times because everything goes too quickly through her, and it gets like a log jam, right? So she really does feel, and things are, like fabric bothers her, like stuff like a blanket and little things like tags in the back. Like she's very, very sensitive.
Yeah, we actually had her do therapy where one of the things was to wrap her in a sleeping bag to kind of
Right.
help her.
Yeah, she hears things at a distance before it happens. Like
Yes.
she'll hear a plane
Yes.
20 minutes before
That
it
was
shows
her.
up.
As a little kid, she was scared of airplanes, and I would be holding her, and she'd be shaking in my arms, and she'd say, "Scared airplane," and I'd say, "There are no airplanes." And then
Right.
sure enough, like a minute later, an
Yeah.
airplane would fly overhead.
She is really special. You have quite an extraordinary young girl there. So you've got to trust that, and again, I believe that you have, that's why I saw you teaching, and so you're actually really helping her.
Yeah, and I homeschooled because of her.
Because of her, that's why you're the teacher. Okay, so she is very, very bright. Music is something that will really help her. You might find she ends up to be a bit of a prodigy. Like she'll just show up and start doing something. So is she 12, 13?
No, she's actually 24.
Was at 12 or 13, is that when you guys really noticed that she needed help around the anger issues?
We noticed when she was young,
Really
but
young?
when she was 12, we had her assessed.
Thank you. So 12
yeah.
is when this all began.
And then I
really
started
helped her.
homeschooling her
Right.
at 12.
So I feel that she's really quite extraordinary. So she's a late bloomer in a lot of ways. So if she is in her 20s, like I could easily see her in her 30s coming up with something like all of a sudden she's going to start to play piano or something crazy like that. Your aunt is saying that you never made her feel that there was something wrong with her. So that's what she's saying, that you were such a great mom, that you always treated her like she was normal. And you Aw.
I'm sorry, because I have a lot of guilt because I feel the opposite.
Oh no! They're saying the total opposite. They're saying no, and I know, I don't want to dishonor your feelings, but they're all over there saying how great a mom you've been and how you've given her nothing but support, and you've never made her feel like she was different. You just made her feel more protected.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, you are an amazing mom, and you talked to her like she was intelligent, and you never belittled her or you got angry a couple times, and she got angry, right? But because she was a tough kid.
Yes.
She still is.
Yeah. Less
No.
so.
No, but I mean, she's really outgrown a lot of the issues
Yeah.
that she's done extremely well, and she's
Yeah.
done that because of you. She's done that because of you. You need to own that. Here's what I want to talk to you about right now. Your story up to this point has been guilt-ridden. You think you're not perfect enough as a mom. I want you to leave her today with a story that's very different, that you're being acknowledged for the discerning parenting that you did. You homeschooled your kids because you wanted your child to have really good education, because you were afraid she wouldn't if you took her into the regular school system. Yeah. That's an incredible responsibility you took on. And we want to clap for you. All right? All right, so you did an amazing job, and when you leave her today, I hope that you recognize that you are recognized, and you need to change the way you see yourself.
Thank you.
But bless you.
I got emotional because I've carried around a lot of guilt, feeling like there was a lot more I could have done for my daughter, and also I was dealing with a lot of anger issues myself when my daughter was younger. And so I feel like I mistreated my daughter in a lot of ways. And so to hear that I was a good mom, I guess just helped me to release a lot of the guilt that I was feeling.
Up next, Ryan's mother sends love and acceptance.
She says she shamed you when you were 15 years old, and you never got over that. And she is just so sorry for that moment when everything changed for you.
In this reading, Ryan connects to his mother.
May I have permission to come to you? Mm-hmm. There's a part of me that's like you want to and not at the same time. I'm seeing addiction or alcoholism. Is that, which side of the family is that?
Mother's.
Your mother's side. Okay, so could this be your mom I'm connecting to then? That she's passed? Let me tell you what the story is, and you tell me if this makes any sense to you at all, okay? So I'm getting somebody who comes from a long line of alcoholics, and I'm getting, I felt such remorse looking at you. I've actually looked at you a couple of times today, and I felt like I wanted to run over to you and hug you. But I do feel that there was a sense of being misunderstood in your family or not accepted. Is this right? So how did she die with it's a progressive illness, is that not correct?
Alcoholism.
And that also mentally ill. So your mom would have also been mentally ill, not just an alcoholic. You actually tried to help her get sober, and she was for a bit. She was like showing that she did. There was a couple of times, and you kind of made you actually took care of her like you were her husband, like you were a surrogate. She's showing me that because she felt abandoned also. So, and you just cared for her. You know she was sick. Are you gay? I hope you're gay because you're sitting beside a girl, and you're holding hands, kind of thing. But are you?
I am, yeah.
Good, because sorry, but you guys look like you're a couple, but your mom is going, no, he is a nice boy for my son.
That's good. We actually never talked about it.
Well, can I say? Remember I said about it being accepted, right? Okay, so this is the message I'm getting from her. The reason why you never talked about who you were is because she was so narcissistic. She couldn't hear you anyway. She's known you were gay for your whole life because you've always been gay, but she wanted everybody to be a certain way, and you got the message from her that she would never have accepted you, and that's not true. So she was angry, and she's proud of you, and she thinks who you are is perfect. And that since you were 15, when she shamed you, she says she shamed you when you were 15 years old, and you never got over that. And she is just so sorry for that moment when everything changed for you, and you decided that you had to be somebody else, or you had to somehow become something in order to be loved. Does that make sense to you at all?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and she could never say that to you in life because A, she was never sober long enough, but B, because she hated herself so much, and she was so wrapped up in her own self that she didn't know when she hurt you. She didn't, and she was trying to protect you in a kind of a sick way.
Still ahead, Ryan's mother says it's okay to move on.
She said you almost dropped the ashes. Did you almost drop them?
A couple times.
In the final part of this reading, Ryan's mother says it's okay to move on.
You kept a doily, or you kept a white thing of hers? Or is it a handkerchief or a doily? It's got little lace edges. What is that?
There's a few things like that.
Right.
Could
Like
be
things that you
hers.
would never have or whatever.
Never.
Yeah. She's like,
No.
she says it's okay to throw them away.
Oh,
She's like
thank
showing
God.
me like these it's like these ugly crocheted things.
Oh, they're gone
You
tonight
can
now.
throw them away now. She says you don't have to keep any of that crap.
Thank God. She had so much crap.
She was a hoarder. She's
I
showing me like
hate-
she was a hoarder kind of person,
she
right?
was,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah, but all
not
the
at
ugly
all.
doily things, you don't have to keep
They're
any
gone.
of it.
Great.
Yes. And don't even throw out the last one. You don't even have to have that one. There's one picture, though, that you guys have when you were very, very young. And there was you had white blonde hair when you were a little kid, like almost white hair, right? So
Yes.
he's showing me these little boys. And she lost a girl. Is this true?
She did, yeah.
Yes. So was she 2 years old when she died?
No, she was a birth.
Oh, but she was maybe 2 days old because
We never really
It was a
talked
little
about it.
girl, and that little girl was born. So she is showing me that the birth was there. So she was either 2 years old or she was 2 days old or something. But it killed your mother.
Yeah.
It just killed her. So it's the loss of the little girl. But she's showing me a picture with the little girl missing. So 3 boys and a little girl, then spirit, and your dad. And she pushed everybody away. But you hung in there for her. So I keep coming over, there's ocean. What does this mean to you about?
I spread her ashes.
On the ocean. And she said you almost dropped the ashes. Did you almost drop them?
A couple times.
She's like, oh, oops. Yeah, it's it's just so funny that she says, she goes, and he almost didn't get me in the sea.
Yeah, going through the airport was an ordeal with them. Yeah.
They almost didn't get to the ocean, she's saying. But it wouldn't have mattered, is what she's saying now. And you did that. She hopes that you did that for you, and she hopes that no matter what you got out of this today, that she's proud of who you have become. She's always known who you were, and she is so sorry for shaming you when you were a kid.
Thank you. Thank you. 14 going on 15 was the moment in my life where it came out that I was gay, even though I knew, and my mother in spirit said today she had known my whole life. I knew my mother knew my whole life, but that was the time we actually had to deal with it. And she ended up reading my diary, and there was a big explosion, a big fight about the whole her not being able to accept me as being gay. I needed to hear something I've been holding on to for a long time. It was very good to get some closure on that specific incident from my past.
I communicate with loved ones who have passed in order to bring through their messages, because until we're willing to face our old stories, they'll continue to have power over us. Our loved ones want to make sure that we live our lives to the fullest. So until next time, I'm Colette Baron-Reid with Messages from Spirit.
I think the readings are really accurate. I love her energy. I love her sense of humor. I love the emotions that she elicits from the audience members. I'm feeling like I get a healing.
It's incredible the kind of messages that people are receiving today, and it's very moving. It's very emotional.
The show was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed the spirits that came through for the folks in the crowd.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely wonderful to see people to be able to connect with their loved ones and to get some healing from it.
Amazing to see people have breakthroughs. So not only are they getting great messages, but they're also getting some really good feedback and advice to be able to move forward and be empowered, which is really what it's about.